So a lot of people, they're probably like, all right, I see the book, see Rodney, he says he's changed.
Right.
What most people don't know is Rodney, so 20 years incarcerated. As a child, went through so much. It's in the book. So wait, my camera's in the book, so make sure you get the book.
Right.
Talking about that.
Right.
But
My belief, a son should be his mother protector.
Quan, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, we've met Rodney, spoke to him on camera, but I think his story is so profound and so relevant, especially in today's society.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is King Mal. I'm with
Quan?
and we have a special guest. Let him introduce himself real quick.
How you doing, Rodney B?
Rodney B is in the house. First of all, this is Knucklehead Podcast, where the 99%ers, in other words, outweigh the 1%. They may ask why, right?
That's
The reason why is because that 99% can work hard, give everything they got, and become the 1%. And you know what that does with that 1%, bro?
What does it do?
Take it to 2%, to 3%, to 4%. Because I have a special saying: if we all winning, who losing? Rodney, go ahead, man. Tell us about you. Tell us, I mean, how can they know about Rodney? What's so special about Rodney? I have it in my hand.
Right,
But I ain't gonna say much. I'm gonna let you do it.
Let me first start off by saying I'm a changed man. That's foremost.
Okay.
I added God in my life, and I'm a better man now. So, who I am I? Someone that went through it a lot. Hold on, a lot. But now I'm just here like to tell my testimony, and we all can learn from this here.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great journey, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Matter of fact, if God want me to go through it again, I'd do it again. Cause you know why? He'll put me right back here in front of y'all guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
So a lot of people, they're probably like, all right, I see the book, see Rodney, he says he's changed.
Right.
What most people don't know is Rodney, I want to say, 20 years.
Right.
So 20 years incarcerated. As a child, went through so much. It's in the book. So wait, my camera's in the book. So make sure you get the book. Talking about that.
Right.
But this is someone that has spent almost half of his life incarcerated, but came out and really saw a better light, what he can do and how impactful he can be.
Right.
Quan, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, we've met Rodney, spoke to him on camera, but I think his story is so profound and so relevant, especially in today's society, because I think there's just been this huge disconnect of adversity and how to overcome it. And I think hearing stories like Rodney and other guests that we've had here really shows that it doesn't matter where you start, it's how you finish, right? You can make these decisions, these 10-second decisions that affect your life for 20 years, 50 years, because what you do after that really defines your character. Because Ronnie, to your point, was incarcerated, was in a situation, knowing this man as well as we do now, I don't believe he was meant to be in that situation. It was circumstances, right? So when you put that in perspective and you give this information to people, now people can say, wow, maybe what I'm going through isn't so bad. You know, if this man could go through everything he would do, which we're going to do in depth, and come out on the other side, I should use that as inspiration. I say I can apply, maybe not be able to relate to his exact situation, but I can take knowledge and jewels from him and apply that to my own life and overcome the adversity that I'm facing.
Which is true. And I say this, right? A lot of adults, and I want to say it correctly because I don't want to offend no adults. A lot of adults go through things like bills are due,
Yep.
whatever,
Foreclosures,
or just
repossession.
job didn't do right, and they fold. They don't understand survival mode.
Correct.
And with his story, we can kind of jump into it. At 8 years old, 12 years old, as a teen, as a child,
Right.
Rodney went through survival mode. Right, understood survival mode because he looked at it from a standpoint of either I figure this out,
Right.
or life gonna figure us out.
Right.
So he went through it. Let's kind of, I know, one, he also has a close relationship where he especially now, even though, I mean, she's no longer here, close relationship with his mother. But Rodney, let's go back to as a child, 8 years old. I read the whole book, man. Right, in like a week and a half. I was done with the book. But as a child, like the survival mode.
Well, I always believe this. My belief. A son should be his mother protector, shining light. That's just me, and that's what I always live by. Cause no one tell me nothing wrong about my mother. Cause she always write in my book. Even I know she was wrong, but in my book she right. And you know, growing up, at first it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Cause my grandmother protected me.
A lot.
Yes, but you know what? And then, like I say, it's where I protect my mother again. I said, growing up was wonderful. But let me tell you the true story, because I'm going to protect my mother at all costs, and I'm going to just tell you the truth. Um, she gave me up for 3 months. It was a situation where it was 2 men involved, and one man loved her, one man didn't. That one she loved didn't love her. So I'm caught up as a child because um, she got pregnant. She got pregnant, and the one she loved said, "I got a wife. I don't want to be with you." And the one who loved her was trying to like, "Is that my child?" And and to the point, both of them just went their separate ways. And I guess I'm the problem now, because both men's gone, and I'm stuck. I'm left here with my mother. So at 3 months, they tell me I can remember I'm 3 months. Um, my grandmother say, I was in the room crying. That's once again, I love my mother. Let's get that clear. I'm telling the truth. She said, "Can you profanity or no?" Because what she said, right. Okay, she said, "Shut your black A up," right? So she said again, instead of crying, she said, "Shut up, you black bastard. I'm not feeding you. It's because of you I'm in this situation." My grandfather heard her, came in, said, "You leave that black bastard right there. You pack your and you get out." You know, I guess in his eyes, that was the right thing to do.
Correct.
But down the line, I suffered from the words he said to her, because my mother was a daddy girl. She loved her father to death. So when I took her place, it was so much attention when he passed.
Yeah.
So she got kicked out. I stayed. And when my grandfather passed, I knew at 7, my life was going to change forever. We went to the VA hospital, and he told my uncle, "It's your family now. I'm trusting you to carry my family." When I walked in the hospital, I knew my life was going to forever be to a point where I didn't want to live no longer. So when I came back from the VA hospital, my grandma said, "Baby, I can't take care of you no more." My words was, "Grandma, don't send me back. She hate me. She gonna beat me." And I got sent back, and that's when, it happened. Like, it's just, that's what the nightmare happens. At 7, the nightmare was terrible. I tried to commit suicide 3 times at 7. What a 7-year know about trying to commit suicide? I tried. And I was a very smart kid. You can't do nothing in front of me that I don't look at it and figure it out, okay, I could do it too. And this might sound crazy, but I go in the kitchen one day before she sent me back, because I don't want to go back. I know what time it is. I go in the kitchen one day. I see a rat, a big one. You know, we had to put like little pellets in, like to kill them.
Yeah.
I see him eat, go down, come back up, drink some water, went in the hole, and the hole he went in, 2 days later, you smell it. So we went in there, found a rat, put him out. And I see him, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill myself. So I ate like 4, 5.
A rat pellets?
Yes.
Wow.
Cause it happened to the rat. Why it can't happen to me?
Right.
So I
You just looking for
yes, I needed to escape because I knew what's gonna happen to me.
Right.
And I ate like 4, 5, 6 of them. It ain't work. Took to the hospital, pumped my stomach. Okay. So then I'm watching TV, and I guess it's all comedy. I seen somebody took some peas, put in their ear, and like put to like, you know, back in the day had like the long like cone with the little long cone. So
yeah.
so I'm sticking it in my ear when I see it on TV. That they were rushing to the hospital. Like brought me back. So I'm watching TV again. I see somebody take a teeth, put it in their nose, and I did the same. Yeah, a tooth. Put it in their nose, and they said the person, it was all TV. They said the person died because the teeth wouldn't hit the brain. I'm 7, so I'm thinking, okay, cool, I got it.
You just thinking this is my ticket.
This is my ticket. I thought I had it, and that didn't work. And then when I got from the hospital, all my stuff was packed. That's when the nightmare started.
Got a question.
Uh-huh.
Whose tooth did you have?
I don't know.
That's why I'm sitting.
I just I went in the bathroom. You know, back in the day, they had like the had like the pull out drawers. So I go in there and find a big nasty tooth. So I said, yeah, this shit work. So I went to just put it aside, you know. After a while, I'm bleeding because I wasn't bleeding because if it touched my brain. I'm bleeding because it cut my nose. So I'm in the bathroom just doing it. I said, yeah, okay, it's finna happen. And my grandma came in, seen blood everywhere, took me to the hospital, brought me back home.
They ever talk to you with these 3 incidents about
Who, my grandmother?
yeah, like what made you want to do that, or that's a
You know what?
telltale.
I think she knew at all costs I didn't want to go back.
Right.
So I think she knew, and I guess she wanted to protect me at the same time, not tell the feeling what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, and because I remember when I'm in the hospital bed, she left me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she went to the bathroom, whatever. They put me to sleep. So what happened? She went home and packed my stuff. Came back. That ride was one of the longest, quietest ride. Matter of fact, I had more fun going to prison than that ride.
Oh wow.
Cause that ride, I just knew something was right. She wouldn't look at me. She wouldn't talk to me. When I went in, I sat down, and she just came to the front porch, and 5 minutes later, my mother pulled up, grabbed my stuff, told me to get my aid in the car. I knew it was coming. So yeah.
When that happened, right, on into that situation, if you were to think about it, how walking to the car where you were going to your mother's car, knowing you were leaving the one person that was your safe haven at the time, was your thoughts?
My thoughts, no, well, when I got in the car, and you know what? I guess I ain't put this in the book. I was trying to protect my mother from what she said. She said, you know, I'm gonna get you. She said, you know, I'm gonna get you. And I just knew what that meant. She felt like I took her father from her, which I'm just a kid. I don't know what's going on. I didn't ask to be here. You know, like, she said, I'm gonna get you. And she got me. Bad. Real bad. See, you gotta look, today's kids, they might get a little pop or whatever. We got some of the, back then they made stitches cords different.
Yeah.
They made the stitches cords different. Like, you probably could take a truck and pull these stitches cords, they won't pop. You know, and I got there and she did what she said she was gonna do. Like, it took me 2-3 days to come out that room. I was that sore. So she lived, no, and like I say, and let me stop you right there. I later found out that my mother suffered for what is called post. Yes, when she had me, I guess she was going through so much, and I finally came. She didn't want me. She like,
Yeah.
so we need to bring awareness to that too. Sometimes we think our mothers don't love us, but sometimes they go through mental things, and that like affect how they treat the child growing up. So from that, therefore, like I say, instead of blaming her, I want to tell them sorry that I didn't know like how deep it was what she went through. So yeah.
Yeah. So I know we kind of segue, but to that young person, that parent that has a young person, right? That's dealing with something that situation. We'll talk about just that situation in 7 from the suicide, I mean the unalignment attempts. We got to bleed that part out. See what they get mad about unalignment attempts, and then about the going to a place where they felt they left the safe place to a safe place. What would you tell that young person, and then what would you tell that adult from the grandmother to the mom, or the safe to unsafe, because it can be either. I mean, dad, uncle.
Well, sometimes a safe haven is not a home. You sometimes gotta learn early in your life. It could be in your heart and your mind. So sometimes you gotta skate there. So I ain't learned that at a young age.
So you could have it like that.
Right. So I think my job is now at this let kids know sometimes safe haven is not a home, it's in your heart, it's in your mind. And that's how you get through life, protecting um um your mental. Cause if you don't protect your mental, you're going through all this stuff, it could affect you. So any kid that listen to me or I ever get a chance to talk to, I'm explaining to sometimes escape that.
It's internal.
Right. You know, the home might be a dungeon, hellbound, but it's okay. Escape it in your mind and to your heart, and it'll be okay. So yeah.
So, okay, so just kind of recap. So we go from you living with, there was a point where you were living with your grandparents at one point.
Right.
Your grandfather passes. So, at this point, your grandmom's on site. I can't take care that raise you. I don't have the resources to care you. So then you want to transitioning back with your mother.
Right.
So after that initial reintroduction back into your mom's life and in her in your life, what did that look like moving forward after the initial rough ends of you guys kind of you decide that, well, you not decide, but you being sent to her and living her. What was that transition after that initial?
Well, I went from being mad at my mother to sorry for my mother, cause she, I think a couple of days when my grandfather died, I'm in this room, and he had like a little breathing machine. So I'm breathing and playing with it. My mother come in like, and I didn't know what was going on because I'm 7 and a half, 8, one of the two, and I think 8. She sat down my grandfather on the couch and was like, "My father died. I don't care what I do no more." So I didn't understand what that meant. That night, the first time she did crack cocaine. So if I would have knew, and that's why I had to put that in the book, that really affect me to this day. Because if I would have knew, I would have got up and hugged my mother. I think this is me personally. If I could have got up and if I just knew that, I just felt like that hug could have changed. I was like, "Mama, I love you. Don't do that." I just sat there because I didn't know what really was going on. And that night she got on cocaine. So go back what you asked me. I went from being mad to sorry for my mother. Cause it's like, it's no way a beautiful woman should have to like sell their body and go through things that she went through. I think she was just running.
Okay.
And once she started running, she couldn't stop. So,
And in the book, I know you talk of it, like, well, the book is titled Your Mother.
Leonas son, right. Right.
You talk about your mother. Uh, you the thing is what I noticed, because when I was reading the book, I was like, okay, you can tell that you love her.
Right. Dilly.
Even if you're telling a story, you also would revert back to being like, but I made sure she was good, no you direction. For those that are gonna read this book, right? And we'll get into the book, but the the average person, or the most people that will have went through what you went through, the title wouldn't be
Their mother's name.
at all, at all.
Well,
Why?
that's what I got left with her.
I'm like, okay.
Like, that's like, when you love someone, you never let them go. When you dearly love someone, it's like, I can't explain. It's like I love her more. And this might sound crazy. I love her more, even more, that she like here with me than when she was here with me. Cause now I feel like, even though what she put me through, I feel like I took our time for granted. And I just feel like any person that have a person on drugs, really, they on a timer. So if it's up to us, if you love that love like you say you do, and try to stop that time or freeze that time or just try to do something, just to, something. Take the batteries out of the timer if you can. Unplug the cord. And I just feel like I didn't appreciate why I did appreciate it, but I didn't know that that time was near. So when I did this book, I just know it had to be honesty, and the love I show her in the book is deep. So it's only right that I name it Leona's son, because I am her child. And I'm going to forever be grateful that I was able to be her child. So,
Well, you're open now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I just need to say I want to you know that. So you're open. Just saying, I want to put it up.
Right. So I got a question for you. Is like you said, I think to Malcolm's point, the average person, you went kind of from being in a situation where you were a victim to being, like you said, you transitioned to be an attacker, had a sense of empathy. So, talk about forgiveness, because, with being in that situation, right, I couldn't even imagine you to have empathy for your mother while you see her, on the timer, so to speak. How did you cultivate that level of forgiveness? Because for the audience listeners, let's put this in context. 7.5, 8-year-old kid, who's dealing with like worldly decisions, not just, the 8 years old, you should be worrying about Power Rangers and all this other stuff, and dealing with real life, real world issues that have consequences and mental health, problems with. So how did you tap into that level of forgiveness? What was it about you in that situation where you said, okay, you know what? I could either be a victim or I could choose to forgive my protector, because that takes a lot.
Okay, let me say this here. It's like this here. I make sense of this. It make sense what I'm gonna say. Say if you got one person getting jumped by 10 people.
Yeah.
It's in a matter of time till that one person, gonna give in, and whatever. So I realized it was too many people beat on my mother for, like, mentally, not show no support, no love. So I was helping them 10 people. Matter of fact, I probably the 10th one. So I realized what was going on. So I went throwing stones at my mother to protect my mother, shitting my mother. I just feel like I told myself what I'm doing. This woman gave you life.
Right.
So no more stone throwing at my mother, because I realized that was going on and I became her protector. So I just feel like the more love I gave her, I could bring her back. the most support I gave her, I could bring her back. And let me say, she tried. But like she told me, son, being on drugs is like being in a cold dungeon. Everywhere you touch or feel, every time you move, it's cold, it's freezing, it hurt. And the only thing that warm you up is drugs. So I've tried to replace drugs with love, that I was hoping that my love for her could warm her up more than drugs can, which it didn't work, but I tried though. I tried.
Get in that situation.
Right.
Definitely.
Definitely. Let's get in the book, man.
Right.
You said something, and you tapped on the two different angles,
Right.
which you were saying that at one point you were a part of the 10.
I was part of the 10.
The other point that you end up stepping away.
Right.
Let's talk about being a part of the 10, right? In the book, there was a point, and it goes back to the safe haven, and then when you didn't feel safe. At one point, you got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Exactly.
This is you had already gotten in trouble.
Right.
Things. You were on your way to go
Right.
to
Work.
right?
Right.
But you saw something that struck you, and that moment, you made the decision.
Right.
You went to your safe haven's
Right.
house, right?
Right.
And grabbed
Right.
to go handle the situation.
See, with that, see, a lot of people ain't gonna understand how much love I had for this woman.
Tell the story.
So, yeah, I'm telling you, so I had, the thing is here, like, how I end up in jail. My mother was about to get kicked out. So I went to go hit licks to pay I'm paying bills at a young age. And I went to pay, I hit a lick, got caught. I paid the bills. They put me, I was in the county like for 10 months. Something like about 10, 11 months. They sent me to a program. So in the program, you have to work. And Ms. Barbara Fletcher, if you listening here, thank you for giving me a second chance. She's a judge. So they put me in PRC. They allowed me to get a job. So at this time, okay, cool, I'm working. I'm giving my mama my whole check. I give my mama whole check because I'm like, Mom, listen, and listen, y'all might think I'm wrong for this here, but I would buy my mama drugs just for her to stay home. And I think just one time I ain't get, an hour, so I guess the money I sent wasn't enough. So she took back to the streets. So I'm about 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking to work. I see my mother, you know your mother walk.
Yeah.
I see my mother walking, and she with a dude named Will. Will be tricking women out. I can say that, I'm sorry. If I can say that, okay. And I immediately go in rage. Oh man, I can't believe I call this. I say, B, I'm finna kill you. I just snap. Cause not only was she with Will, was where my sister and two brothers at. Cause, so I'm sending money home every week, my whole check, make sure they good, make sure that she don't be outside. I'm just trying to protect my right. So I ran, kicked my grandma door in, I grabbed my gun. Mom, I'm sorry. No, I just got to say these things because I'm wrong. I was wrong. So I run down there, cocked my gun. I said, B, you finna die. Oh man. She said, you gonna kill me, baby? I said, Mom, I got to. Cause if I don't kill you, the first three you put all that trauma through, the second three gonna go through the same thing. Mom, I got to kill you, Mama. I got to. And she said, baby, if you're gonna do it, go ahead and do it. I pulled the trigger. It didn't go off. Pulled it again. It didn't go off. I cocked it back. Seeing the bullet in the chamber, it would not go off. By the time I knew it didn't go off, I put it to a temple, and the only thing I heard, my sister, at this time, I'm so into killing mode.
Rage, yeah.
Right. I don't see my sister, my grandma, my two brothers right next to my mother. I just seen her in death. And I hear a voice say, "Duh, please don't kill mama. She all we got. And if you kill her, you gotta kill all us." And it kind of hurt me. Come like,
Do his protection.
yeah, cause if I do it, sis, grandma take y'all get a better life. So it hurt me. It hurt for her to tell me that there, because everything I'm doing for them, I do this here. Y'all go with grandma. Y'all might have a wonderful life. Even though I know I'm gonna get a life sentence, but in my mind, my heart, I feel like to see my mother keep selling her body, I was willing to do that. Though. I would try to take my mother out of her misery. Cause that's what it was. She wasn't my mother. She was my mother, but she wasn't herself. Next thing you know, my grandma said, "Baby, give me the gun. Give me the gun, baby. Please, just give me the gun." I like, "Grandma, please, grandma. I can't do this no more. We've been through so much." She doing the same thing. And my mama, hey, listen, I'm seeing that's my mama, my baby, man. But I see her face. It's like I'm seeing her. I'm seeing the dark side. I'm seeing her. I'm seeing the dark side. So I want to still pull the trigger, but
Still your mother.
it's still my mother. My grandma walked and said, "Baby, please." She stepped in front of the gun and said, "Baby, listen, you can't kill my daughter. I know what she doing is not right, but it's still my daughter." And my grandma walked up to me, gave me a hug, got the gun, like 50 police pulled up, and they said, "What's going on?" I said, "Baby, just go ahead and go to work." I went to work. I went to work that day, and it was just playing in my mind like, I really, really killed my mama. So, for that there, I want to apologize. Because no matter what, you never harm your parents. They gave you birth. So, to anyone listening, kids, especially your kids, I had the best parents in the world, but they're your parents. Respect them.
Definitely. Now that story is that's in the
Right.
Another full story. You got
Right.
so I love it because like I said, there was two sides of what you were saying, but part of the 10 and then you transition to a part of the opposite of that, right?
Right.
Um in the book you start seeing, well, I want to say this, right? A lot of people, when I started off, I was like, you 20 years incarcerated, all of those things. I know you and I were talking the other day. We were like, if you really sit down to think about it, your incarcerations wasn't because you were more so like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm just doing. You actually trying to provide everything you got that got caught up for was
Let me say this up. Yeah, look, when kids going to school, uh, passing out letters like, "You like me, yes or no," "You want to play the PlayStation, you want to go online and play." I went to school not for that. I went to school to eat, not learn. Cause it's hard to learn when your stomach is rumbling, like growling. So, I feel like my reasons were different from a normal child reasons. I was paying bills at 12 years old. So I never had a chance to live, you know, a normal life growing up. So since I met y'all guys, my whole meaning when I wake up is to live a normal life from this day forward. So yeah. Right. So
so I know one thing you did, you were saying baseball. Baseball was your thing. Well, man, baseball was your main thing. I you can tell. See,
Yeah,
tell.
I was enjoying.
One of the best of the best. But you did give it up.
I had to.
You give it up, and I know one of the reasons. And we ain't got to go too deep into it. We want them to read the book, but we'll say one of the reasons I remember you were up to bat. And the pitcher was connected to
The dude outside the gate, his brother said, you hit the ball, I'm gonna trip with your mama tonight. And like they knew what my weakness was.
It's your mom. Yeah.
Yes. You know, if I'm doing anything good,
Right through it.
yeah, if I'm doing anything to draw the attention to me, like he good, to say something about Leona, you throw my whole game plan off. So it came to a point I just crack out on purpose. Like, you know, Bama High used to be a part where almost the whole project came out and watched good talent. I was great talent. So what I used to do, crack out on purpose, miss the ball on purpose to make they little brother, they nephew look good, because 9 times out of 10 you gonna say something about my mama. Have everybody laughing. You know, I'm in the dugout, my teammates laughing at me. To be down, I had to pay. To be down, I had to play like I'm garbage, or I had to play like I couldn't play. But I was raw at this game. It was easy to me. And you know, it's like that was my pride and joy. When them lights come on, but when them lights go off, I'm walking back through that field, back to darkness. But when the lights come on, it's like you can't tell me nothing. But before they start using that method, they couldn't mess with me. They could not mess with me.
What position did you play?
Pitcher,
Okay.
they could not mess with me. They couldn't. I should amaze myself. How can a 15-year-old throw that hard? I'm throwing 87, 88 at 15. But they just knew. I had got to a point that I might start throwing 55 just so their brother could hit it. Especially like when there's a crowd, I can't show me.
and the coaches couldn't pick that up.
Dang, like, look, my coach was on drugs too. So,
They had the coaches in there.
yeah, so, you know, like, it was just, but I tell you this here, them guys no longer have control over me no more. They don't. Them same guys gonna see me on their TV, in a newspaper, on their phone, on billboards. So you no longer have control of me no more. You stopped me from being great back then, but damn it, you can't stop now. You cannot stop me now. So yeah, all that.
I love that, man. Tell us more about the book.
Man,
I really want to dive into the book. Right. Say, you know what? First met us.
right.
Let's go to that. When you first met us, tell us the story when you first met us. That's what I was like sitting chilling. And he was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He was like, "Hey, man," and he just went into the story. I was like, "Yeah, my name is Malcolm too." Go he go.
I mean, what's I told you?
Oh, you told 2 stories, but the first one it was, have you ever, or what would you say if you came home and you saw?
Oh, right. I remember one mom I went to school. Mama was taking a shower like she never took a shower this early. I didn't know really what was going on, but you know, whatever. You know, women take showers. So when it come to her, I get a bad feeling that Sunday, right? So I'm in school. I just got a bad feeling. So I'm walking. Then I start running. So when I come in the house, I see 8, 9 used rubbers around the bed. And my mother, she not moving. That's still right there? Or is another story?
I think
Cause a couple story.
the 3.
Oh man, and then he kicked me. Oh,
Want to know the full story on that one behind the book? The cliffhanger, I think. 3. My brother's book.
The 3.
yeah, man. I walked in and seen three guys like around my mother. Come on, man. You see this, you like, what's going on? So my mind, they
Hurting.
right. But as I get near, everybody clothes off. She there, but she not. She there, but she like still at the ceiling, and that just really put me in rage.
How old were you?
I think at this time, I think I was 11.
Wow.
11.
11. I was 11. And I seen this here, so I went in rage. Man, I just went in rage. Well, I thought, okay, cool. You know, man. Yeah, exactly. And they did go. Listen,
Cliffhanger. So yeah.
right. So, you know, I'm probably around 80 pounds, but I think I'm mad like I'm 250. Well, that 250 end up being 80 pounds. Cause when I attacked, I think he took karate class. Cause how he kicked me, when he kicked me, I wasn't hurt from the kick. I was hurt that you see I'm trying to protect my mother. You see me right here, and y'all still doing it. Pretty much it turned them on to nothing. It turned them on to know I'm watching what they doing to my mother. Instead of them stopping, they would like just flipping her, turn over, like bending over. And the one who kicked me, he really took his time. Like every stroke he took, he watched me. Every stroke he took, he watched me. And he didn't know. I said, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. He got up, shook it off, put it on my mama's face, walked out the door. So could you imagine at 11 seeing your mother got 3 dudes like around her? She there, but she not there because of the drugs. I would never take advantage of someone how they took advantage of my mother. Not only that, there, I would never traumatize a young kid, a young king. Why would you do that? And you see that I'm trying to protect her. If anything, you supposed to stop. You stroking and watching me, watch you, and you see me crying, mama, please stop. By the book.
Facts. Got a bottle.
I love see.
Man.
I got a question for you. So, you know, obviously we gave them little nuggets.
Right.
Amazing book, and I really hope that everyone that listening, you go.
Right.
Because I think once you hear this phenomenal man's story, you really will appreciate the fact that nothing's bigger than you. Right. Like, you can overcome any situation, no matter where you come from, no matter how you started, no matter who your parents are, your grandparents are. Finish. You can make a decision. So I think I commend you, brother. I'm so happy to have you in my life. You're really a blessing. You inspire me. You just what I told you. And one thing I say about Roger, I've seen this man. He has, and it's 2 people. It's him and another good friend of ours. And I'll tell you, these guys have the amount of things that they've gone through in their life. Right, I'm talking over 10 years for both of them, and them to have a childlike smile and a childlike energy. It just inspires me every day. So I commend you, and I think you're phenomenal. What are you excited about going next in this next chapter of your life?
Well, let me first say this here. It's no longer trauma in my life. I don't consider what I went through trauma no more. I consider it's a great story that need to be heard. Like I say, sometimes I'm laying in my bed, I'm like, God, listen, I got this great story. I get a call from for the mentorship program.
Yeah.
And it say, so I was talking to him. He like, you know what? It's like your energy is out the roof. Come on down. Cool. That's what I need. Let me mentor at the same time, get mentored at the same time. You can't be no mentor if you want to be mentored at the same time. So I'm in a room. I observe everything, but y'all two just stood out for some reason. So that's why I think I just told you my story, Rip. So, like I said, I was like, God, listen, please help me help someone. Like, he put me with y'all guys, man, and like I just something about y'all, man. I don't want to be y'all friends. I want to be y'all brothers.
Appreciate that.
So that's brothers.
Yes, sir.
So, like I say, game time.
Hey, yes, sir.
Game time.
So I I want everyone to know, like, when he came to us, it was just more so the book signing. Sorry, and the energy on there over there was positive.
Right.
But now, fast forward, it's to the point where it's like, okay, so we heard about the book, but what they don't know is there's a movie behind this, bro. There's a movie scripted out already behind this. Like we barely touched the surfaces of the book,
Right.
but so y'all kind of get the context of what this book is. There was times that he he had, you know how a lot of people say certain cultures eat rat. He found he been there.
Oh, that story.
You know what I mean? He been there where he was like, I had to get a rat to eat.
Right.
You could that deal with their values, not having to cook, and he dealt with that. He had to find a way out of no way and made things happen. To In the story, it talks about where there's people that would do things to his mother. He had to go back and handle that at 12 years old. How at 12 then you become such uh I would say a protector, to the point where your protection is to remove certain people out of the way. And I'm saying it that way because I really want y'all to go deep dive into this book, because when that movie comes, he's like, man, it's like once you read you understand what this movie is all about. Because we look at a 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, 15-year-old, and we think baseball, we think cartoon, think hanging out with friends. At 15, we're finding the girls and those things. But at that age, the especially 12 to 15, the community knew you
Right.
as the person that would get a hit.
Right.
Tell me what you need. I would make it out. Hey, I would hit that person
Right.
and do what I need to do. Even if it is like, even in high school, not only your mother, you were a protector to others.
Right.
Like predators of kids,
Okay.
you will handle certain situations. This book is about life, but what I took from the book is the transition of your story from what people look at as far as like the prison, um, the unaliving, the situation, which is the siblings, the eating, the father, those things. This, a lot of CEOs don't know how to translate this into their business.
Right.
So this book actually, yeah, it talks about certain things, but when you look at it, it gives you the understanding of how your business can survive. I know we're talking about the 99%ers, but it shows you how your business can hit certain pivotal moments where, dang, we're in the green, but when we hit the red, what happens? And if they don't know how to pivot when things happen in the red, when it's hell and you're going through a lot of shit, then you're going to end up in some of those people that just stuck. But your book actually shows individuals, if they think deep on another level, well, which they will,
Right.
of how to take your business from when COVID happened, and how to pivot. When people stop using Blockbuster and they start doing Netflix, you know what I mean? And this book is going to show you how to take yourself from a 6-figure business to an 8-figure business, a 9-figure business, all because in it gives you the ability of understanding how life truly, truly works. So that's what I took from So I took, okay, well, Malcolm, you need to do this, this, and this in a business on a speaking aspect,
Right.
on managing aspect, all those things. I heard the story, but you gotta everything you're doing gotta relate it to your personal life, and that's what I took for us. Um, man,
But let me tell you about a rat story. You mind if I tell you about a rat? Oh man, that's crazy. Kids, listen. Don't eat rats.
Yeah.
Listen to me. One day, I'm laying there, I'm hungry. Like I say, I'm a kid. Well, we hated the summer. Cause the summer, you get free lunch. My household, that's it. I had to think of a way. Okay, cool. Like, how can I eat tonight? A rat run across. Oh Lord, a rat run across the stove.
across the stove.
Yeah, I said, okay, that's dinner. So what I did, I went in the refrigerator with the fridge and got a hard piece of bread, put in the sink, like in the drain of the sink. I took this detergent and put it around the edge of the sink because once they get in there, they can't get out. So I'm asleep. I know I'm asleep because I'm tired. I'm starving. I just want to try to, whatever. But I hear, you know, the rat make the rat noise. You know what I said? Dinner. So I go in there. I know, man, like I'm trying to build comes to eat this rat. He a juicy one too, so I know I should get full on this one. But I like, okay, when I kill it, how am I clean it? I don't know how to clean it. I don't know whatever. I want to figure it out. So I turn the hot water on. He jumping around. So then, about 2 minutes later, he stopped moving. I said, I'm finna eat him. When I go to pick him up, by the tail, he started using the bathroom on himself. I said, I ain't eating this here. But if he wouldn't have did that, I probably would have ate him. But he did like about 4 big pellets. I said, I ain't finna eat this here. But that gave me an idea. If rats in here, in my house trying to eat, let me go to they part of the woods and eat the trash can. See what it was, the garbage was right by my house. So when I went to throw him out, I threw him, I tried to throw him, but he flipped up and he fell, boom. And I see him fall, I looked up, I seen the trash. I said, okay, I'm going there. And I started dumpster diving to feed my brothers, my mother. See, what I did, I dumpster dive about 2, 3 in the morning. Come in, wash everything off, put it in the freezer like my mother bought it. My brothers never knew that that was dumpster food until one time I dumpster dive. I'm gonna tell you why I stopped dumpster diving too, but I'm gonna tell you after this here. I cleaned it off and put it in the freeze, in the fridge. So one day it was some chicken. The chicken was green. So in my mind, okay, cool. If I clean it the right way, we can eat it. No. I clean it off, put it in the oven, smelled like death. Cause it was green. Man, terrible. So the next night I go back, try to find some Keen vitamins. I don't know y'all had them before, but Keen vitamins.
Yeah, kind of beige box.
Right. So the kid, yeah. So I found a fresh box. I'm like, ooh, we finna eat. That's when we had powder milk, or we just use water or put a little powder milk and tell ourselves it's milk. So when I get them, I had 3, 4 rats like bouncing towards me. So I'm looking and how they coming to me like, okay, you finna steal our food, we finna get you. So I died out. They came right behind me, like stood there, like looking at me, like you in our territory. Imagine like 4 rats bouncing at you. You jump out, they jump out and stand up. Never went back. Never went back. Yeah, I never went back. Yeah, so
So, um, so I know we went over that story before we wrap up. I want to
right.
like, what is your journey now? I know you have the book and you want to get that message out. I know the movie when you have that
Right.
now. You speaking,
All right, Lawrence.
what is your journey, and what would you like to leave with individuals?
Well, when I signed up for this here, me and God had a conversation, and I don't never want my journey to end. And I want to continue to do great things, positive things for the community, for my loved ones, hopefully the world. Um, so with this journey here, I'm gonna really, really buckle down and appreciate it. I'm not gonna take nothing for granted, So I am to the point in my life where I'm grateful for any and everything that come to me. And sometimes you gotta stop taking things as a curse, and there could be a blessing behind that curse. So you gotta be good to everyone you come around, because that could be your blessing. So I signed up for this here, and my journey don't have no expiration date. This gonna be forever journey. And what I mean by that, even when I'm not here, the journey still will continue. When I set everything up, hopefully everyone could see how I did it. But we're going to put God first of all. We're going to do that. And so this journey here is something I'm going to always appreciate and always be grateful for. So, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just be.
Practice.
So not to say, can't wait to see what he does this year, man. He gonna set the world on fire. That's fire passion.
First of all, this is Knucklehead Podcast. We bring authentic, genuine individuals. We're very selective of whom we bring podcast, because one, I feel like I'm a mama's boy. I know you're. But one thing is, if my mom's listening, she listens to everything I do, so it has to be on point. She started digging into your stuff. To those Knucklehead podcasts, to those 99%ers, what I want to say is anything's possible, no matter what your story is, no matter where you're at, no matter your age. Always overcome any situation. You can always grow. You can always evolve into a better person, into yourself. What I want you all to know about Rodney B, well, y'all know Rodney B, what I want y'all to know is he'll be on your stages. So his story, articulating it to the corporate world and also into those that have been in certain situations. Rodney B book will be available. We'll put the link to Amazon. Get the book. Rodney B also social media will also give you positivity, encouragement, a mindset or understanding, and also evolve his book. Rodney B as well has a gentleman by Quan who be on his right hand side holding him up around the way, which if y'all know Quan's a beast of everything says. And he also has myself, but Rodney B as well is now the brand. So, ladies and gentlemen, to all, and to those that are going to watch this 4 or 5 times,
As you should.
we want to give a round of applause or a salute to Rodney B. Hey, it's a reason why we're saying that, y'all. Before I catch on. So, once again, this is Knucklehead Podcast with 9%ers. Outweigh the 1%, and we change the game by working, giving everything we got, and never giving up. I salute.